Hey boo hey. So Adam Glenn had just dropped his other two parts of the Kyle Cook interview he did on the street. He did the second one about 18 hours ago, and he just dropped the third part, which isn't very that long, about 20 minutes ago. So let's just listen because there was one part that just really hurt me. So anyway, he goes on asking questions, and he's like, he asked, did Sierra know, or when did she find out? And his response was Sierra had more evidence than he did, and she was letting him come to terms and process what was going on his own. What I gathered from that is maybe Kyle seen it and didn't want to believe it at first, or perhaps maybe Sierra told him and he didn't want to believe it. And so she's just like, look, I'm going to give you these pieces of information. You do with them as you choose. Keep them in your back pocket, whatever. So I feel that's where he was coming from when she said she was giving him time to process the whole situation. Um, and Kyle is really just blown away and pissed about the fact that all of this happens and it just allows Wes 50,000 new followers. Like, he's like basically, where the fuck do they come from? Who are these people? How is that? How is he getting the followers and Amanda's getting all of this pushback? And I feel that he hates that for her. You could tell that he really does care about Amanda's well-being in this, and he wants to be there for her the best way. I think he wants to try to be there for her, but how much can he really be for her and you fucking around on your best friend man and my boy, basically. um Adam asked him, did he think production knew anything? And he does not think production knew anything. He said he's been talking with production up until like last week, and nothing of the sort. Nothing of the sort. Um, he talked about how West's response on Watch What Happens Live was absolutely horrible, and it was because you just made it worse. And the part that took me out when Adam had asked him about how the other castmates are feeling and all of this, and he said Carl is a mess. That is crazy. And all it is, we thinking about Carl, how he a mess. Y'all know how Carl is. Y'all know the gentle soul that Carl is. So I know he is a mess. And he really cared for Sierra. He really loved that girl. Like, she was special to him too. And so this hurts Carl a lot. So Adam asked him, he said, I hate to ask you this because, you're together, but do you think, anything was going on in the fall or last fall or something like that or the other? And Kyle is just not sure of the timeline. He's just not sure. None of us are really sure because they lying they ass off. When you're not sure of the timeline, I'll tell you this. When you're not sure of the timeline, that means the timeline is definitely bigger, longer, or started way before anybody thinks. But he just said he's giving Amanda grace, because of her mental health and all of this stuff. He cares more about her mental health than getting to the bottom of this. Which is great, okay, because we're going to get to the bottom of it anyway. The reunion is coming. The reunion is coming. So then she asked about Andy. Has Andy reached out? Andy has not reached out. Like, damn, Andy. Not even a text or nothing? I guess not. Then he goes on to say, Wes has positioned himself very well to be the knight in shining armor for the women in the house or whatever, and all the while putting him down. And Kyle just goes on to talk about, look, Wes basically can tell a woman anything or can manipulate a girl for anything. And he was like, including my wife, because we're not divorced yet. I know that's right, Kyle. My wife. That's right. You could tell that he's done with Wes. He is absolutely done with Wes. Point blank and period. Um, as he also asked him about coming back to Summer House. And even he said, look, who knows what's going to even happen after this? We're not sure. But I feel that Summer House is over. They've got In the City. Maybe they'll get another spinoff for the other crew or something like that. Bring back Winter House. You know, whatever. But I feel that it's tainted. Just like Vanderpump Rules, Summer House is over. That is crazy. And we owe Wes that. We owe Wes that. And Amanda that a little bit. But I will say this. Again, yes, I understand that Amanda has mental health issues, whatever. So, hopefully I'm not going too hard on her, but where is the grace? Where was the grace for her girl Ciara when she did this to her girl? Because her girl Ciara has been dealing with a lot of shit mentally as well, due to the motherfucker that she want to be with. And now her added on. Bravo for you. And that's the trash part of Amanda. Like, how can we be so kind and coddle you when you want to be out being a hoe? We don't coddle hoes. We don't do that. We don't coddle heifers. We don't coddle. No, we don't do that over here. So I'm not sure exactly what you could expect from us, Kyle. Really, really. I don't. I mean, the most I can do is no, I have nothing. I am upset for my girl Ciara, as I should be. Look, so that's where it is. So I don't know how. I understand you love her. You've been with her forever. You want to give her grace. You go ahead and you give her grace. You give her that. She would love that. She's going to need it from someone. But you can't expect us all to do it, Kyle. You know, I consider myself a nice person. I consider myself a neutral blogger at the most. But I'm also a girl's girl, and I know when right is right, and I know when wrong is wrong, and Amanda is wrong. And she should have thought about her mental health. How am I supposed to care more about her mental health than she didn't? She was careless with it, so I'm not about to pick up the piece for her. Because I got to pick up the piece for my girl, Ciara. Because she was done wrong. But yeah, that was the interview in its entirety. I don't think that at the end of it, Kyle walked away, so there's not another part of the interview coming up. So now it's just waiting for 2 weeks for Ciara to say something. Ciara? Girl, don't say shit until after the reunion. Make them sweat it out.